So the leaks for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 34 have just been released. And this really marks the end of this arc, as we are about to embark on a new one. The cover for this chapter is Code, and we finally get to see Code after a long while of not seeing him. We learn a lot more about what his actual plans will be and what he actually ends up doing in his comeback. The title for this chapter is I'm Already Used to It. So we start off this chapter right where we left off, where we end up seeing a Boruto who has the Thorn Soul Bulb. Kawaki is intrigued at what exactly this Thorn Soul Bulb is and what Boruto means by saying that it can rot. We see a Himawari who is incredibly happy to see that Energen is fine and safe. We see that Energen has his eye back, as Himawari was able to heal him using her Nine-Tails powers. We see that Sarada is being taken to the hospital by Konohamaru. We see a Damon who is happy to see that Ada is safe, Chocho that is a little bit worried about Sarada, but everything seems to be all good. This is where we have a Caution Koji who informs Boruto about what he should do. He tells Boruto that there was a strong possibility that Code would show up in this battle, but he never ended up doing so, which means that it's almost guaranteed that he will show up when he goes to the location to free his brother. When he goes to the location to free Bug. This is where Code is most likely going to show up, which will lead to Boruto being ambushed when he tries to go and help out Bug. This is due to the fact that he is worried about reinforcements. So because the probability is low that there would be any reinforcements when he ends up going to save Bug in the 10,000th dimension, this is the best location for Code. Now Boruto asks Kashin Koji what are the possible outcomes that will unfold after this, where Kashin Koji tells him that there are 3. One is for Boruto to kill Code at that location, where this outcome would be the most ideal outcome. Boruto ends up being ambushed by Code, but because he knows that Code is there, then Boruto ends up killing Code, and Code is finally dealt with. Option 2 is that Code escapes, because after his ambush ends up failing, he realizes that there is a slim chance of him being able to defeat you, so he ends up escaping. However, the problem is that he will put his sights on Sarada, which Boruto is kinda worried about, and he will use that as a bargaining chip to lure him to the Divine Trees, to the Senju, which then he will basically be taking Sarada as hostage until you end up going there. The third option would be the very slim one, which is the possibility of something completely different happening, where it is not the future getting destroyed, but there is a possibility that he wants to cooperate with Boruto to fight against the Divine Trees, where he ends up turning back on the Senju. It is a possibility, and his Kashin Koji describes this possibility as basically 0, so if Boruto gets a chance to kill Code, he should simply kill him. And that is what Kashin Koji tells Boruto right before he gets the chance to leave. This is very interesting to me, because is this actually true, where the possibility is a very slim as Kashin Koji says, or does Kashin Koji just not want Boruto to work with Code? But we continue, where we end up seeing a Boruto who tells Energen that, okay, cool, you were pretty cool, you did have aura in this latest arc, so you don't have to shave so I won't shave your head, at least for the moment. And then he dips with aura, with Himawari, who said Boruto right before he leaves. Then Kawaki ends up being talked to by Amato. Amato has his own toad just like Kashin Koji, but this toad is naked, and he says to Kawaki, "It's me, Amato." And Kawaki says, "What?" Then Amato tells Kawaki to come to the lab later because they need to talk. Now this is pretty intriguing. I feel like we are gonna be getting a big revelation to come next. What exactly that may be, I don't really know. But we see one of Boruto's markers that is in that location, which means that he has left it there and can easily have access to this dimension. Boruto ends up making it there, where he is about to go and meet Bug. However, due to knowing exactly what is going to happen, Boruto activates not only the karma, but he also activates the Byakugan. With his Byakugan active, he's able to see the claw mark behind the tree. And we have a Code who's actually one of the most funniest characters I've seen, because he's so geeked at the fact that yes, I'm going to kill Boruto. He's like insulting Boruto as he's walking up there. He says Boruto's a fool. Come closer, you hypocrites. This is going to be the end of you. We can tell how happy he feels, like he's actually about to take down Boruto for good. And this is really sad. This is sad from Code. This is like, I feel bad for this character because it almost feels like he knows he's a loser. Like, it's actually embarrassing. But Boruto is slowly walking up there, and then we cut to Sarada. Sarada is waking up from the hospital with Sumire and all of her friends, including Sakura. Sakura is there, and Sarada is asking for her glasses. But when she wears her glasses, the difference is the difference between her with her glasses and her when she doesn't have her glasses. There's not much difference, which means that her prescription is completely off, with Sakura actually deduces. We end up having a Sakura that hugs her, and this is a beautiful panel in my opinion. Then she tells her that she's not going to tell Sarada exactly how to use her powers. It's up to her and her resolve to decide exactly how she's going to use it. That's the strength that she gave her. And Sakura, as a mother, is immediately able to tell why exactly she wants to be strong, and that's for Boruto's sake. And due to that, she notices the resemblance between her when she was younger and Sarada as she is right now, acknowledging the similarities. But she also acknowledges that of her father, saying that he would always stand up against something impossibly overwhelming, and saying how it is also something similar to Itachi, who no matter what kind of shame people would try and put on him, he would continue going down the path that he believed was right. Those attributes are similar to Itachi. So that's pretty cool to see from Sakura. And a moment that I really wanted to have, especially in the time skip, finally takes place, where we see a Sakura acknowledging the troubles that she has experienced due to the fact that Sasuke has become a traitor yet again, where we have a Sakura who says that she trusts in both Sarada and her father, no matter what happens, and that she's kinda used to it by now of people talking trash about her family, which is pretty sad to see, especially with how Sakura lived her life in the past. But this really speaks volume due to the fact that it reveals that there are people who are talking down on Sakura, talking down about everything that happened due to Sasuke saving Boruto. And since Boruto is viewed as a traitor, so is Sasuke. And especially due to the fact that Sasuke is also trapped as a tree and is a Senju, it's going to be really tough if Boruto isn't able to save Sasuke. But now we finally go back to Boruto. Boruto has the Sorrento bulb. He clearly knows that Code is about to ambush him, and as Code is about to ambush him, Boruto ends up using the Uzuhiko, which Code has a clear memory of. So Code doesn't attack Boruto while Boruto is trying to land the Uzuhiko on Code. Code dodges, and he ends up saying how? How did Boruto end up figuring out that he was about to ambush him? So Boruto is telling Code, yo, I'm happy to see you're doing good, you feel me? While Code is blabbing around about how he didn't really think it would even work, he was just doing it. Just excuses that Code ends up giving. He's actually pretty funny. So we have a Code and a Boruto that are taunting each other, and then boom, we have Bamushi's Torrensol bulb that ends up expiring. And due to that, we see a Bug who ends up dying. And we also end up seeing a Code who ends up fleeing. And Kashin Koji is a bit bummed out about the fact that Boruto didn't kill him, that Boruto didn't kill him, but that's where the chapter ends. What will Ko's next move be? What is his plan? I think that's very clear. We're going to be discussing that in videos to come. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. It's been your boy Dynasty, and I'm out, bruh.